the wrap-up ceremony of the Powerhouse 2014 Summit. I am just super honored to have walked through this journey with you and brought you these, incredible people and their wisdom, and I just hope that you were able to receive as much as I did. I know for me, it's really been a full week, and so I commend you for really taking the time, the commitment to listen to these videos. And I know some of you are not able to listen to them live, but you are kind of earmarking them for later on in the evening, and I really salute you. That really shows me and tells me that you're committed to your path. You're committed to really, reclaiming that your soul and really kind of grounding your soul into this existence and reclaiming that power back of being able to do that. So I commend you for that. I know that you have a lot of choices of things to watch, and I know that there's a lot of free things out there right now, and I just want to thank you for spending the time with me. It means a lot to me that you value my perspective and my Powerhouse community, the community that has walked with me for years, and that, for me, it feels like, expansively delicious to share that with you, so that you can access their wisdom through our videos, and hopefully if you feel that internal yes to being inspired to work with them more intimately or through their programs, then I hope that you follow that. I really hope that you follow that guidance. As my promise to you, many of you asked me about the fear and anxiety thing, and that you really wanted resources to be able to not live in your fears and anxieties. And I'm going to keep it very short and very simple, and here's why. There's a lot of information that happened, and if after you listen to all these videos you don't have a sense of what really connects you to that which is beyond your fears and anxieties, then what I recommend for you is that you deepen your process by aligning yourself with one of the teachers that you saw throughout the suite. I mean, it would be an honor if you chose to walk with me. However, because I promised it, I am going to give you a specific technique that I use in order to not live in that place of constriction. And I also, before you listen to this video, I do ask that you watch the previous video, which was me just talking about the Sacred Chalice principles. And if you can, please listen to that in its entirety, and then listen to this piece, because I feel like you will experience a shift just in your perspective and in how you see, and maybe even energetically. Well, I mean, it's my intention that it's like a real shift for you. That's my heart's intention, and that's what I've really kind of activated my, my session with you. But specifically to fears and anxiety. So I totally understand what that's like. I don't know if I connect to anxiety as much as I have in the past to fear. And I'll tell you that basically my entire programming as a child was based on fear. But from what I can, in kind of looking to, look to see what drew me to make big decisions, I avoided big decisions from a place of fear. I made decisions from a place of fear. I avoided adventures in my life from a place of fear. I avoided making decisions that had to do with my spiritual, personal, professional growth because of fear. Or I made choices towards my spiritual, personal, professional development from a place of fear. So I get fear. I get fear at a very intimate level, and it became very clear to me that it was something that I needed to shift out of, that I just, when I was living in my fear, I really was not living in my authentic self. That's, you know, the bottom line. Like you're either aligned with love, which means you're aligned with your soul, or you're aligned with fear, which means you're not aligned with your soul. So the technique that I'm going to give you is very, very simple. And the way to really master it is to practice it. There's just no other way around it. So here it goes. So when, you know, since kind of like money stuff has come up through some of the emails and even in some of the webinars, I wanted to kind of address that. So if you have a sensation, you know, I'm specifically going to talk actually about, you know, when I had the webinar with Susan and I said, you know, okay, I haven't mentioned this before, but what do you say to people that say yes to your work, say yes to going deeper, and then when it's like time to like, you know, take their wallet out, so to speak, then, you know, there's this big kind of like constriction. And she's been generous enough to be offering an additional audio that will go out as soon as she has it ready. Will go out to you as an email, and just if you have, just make sure that in your email you put me as you know, as a contact so that you get my emails. The other thing is if you have Gmail, please move my emails to your primary email so that the email doesn't become lost, okay? Because we will be sending that free audio that Susan's going to be providing. And if you want to know more about that, please listen to that webinar. So anyway, in terms of you know, fear with money, or like, you know, when you think about like paying your bills and then like this like reaction comes, what I want you to do is, first of all, right now, imagine that. You imagine that you're like getting ready to pay your bills and you have this like, ugh, whether it's your gut or your heart or your throat, whatever it is, the reaction. And take a deep breath now and out. And again, take a deep breath in and out. And now think about paying your bills and that reaction that you have, and notice where in your body it is. Notice the intensity of it. Notice the vibration of it. Notice the quality of it. And take a deep breath in and out. Continue to focus on the sensation. So, okay, imagine you're paying your bills, sensation. Right, just notice where it is. And when the story comes up of like whatever stories you tell yourself, or the fear comes up with that sensation, there's a story either about the past or a story about the future. Notice it and come back to focusing on just the sensation. So breathe in and out. Notice the sensation. Notice if the stories, the fear, the anxiety comes up. Notice it, but bring your attention back to the sensation in your body, where it's located, what is the flavor of it. Just kind of explore it. Just be with it. Breathe in and out. Okay, now let's have another thing that, you know, maybe you have a pulse or a reaction towards. So let's say that somebody really pisses you off. You know, maybe there's somebody in your life right now that's causing you a lot of trouble. And just think about that person and like feel where in your body there's a sensation about this person. So notice it, and also notice the images, the stories, the fear, the anxiety, any story associated with this person. Notice it, but bring your attention back to the sensation. Breathe in, out, notice the sensation. Notice if it's shifted. And if it's not completely shifted, notice if there's any, you know, stories, mental chatter about it, like something about that person, a story about like what they're doing to you, or you know, fear that you have about that relationship, or an anxiety that you have about that relationship. And just, okay, take a note of that. Bring your attention back to the actual sensation in your body. And breathe in and out. And this is essentially the process that you'll take yourself through. Anytime that something new comes up, just dive deep into the sensation. Hear, see the stories that come up, and just kind of let them go, but bring your attention back to your sensation. And if you want help in trying to make this a little easier, on my website I have a, I'll probably keep it up for one more week for sure to honor this. It's a free audio, and so it's called Presence. And so if you go and listen to that, I take you through doing this for, you know, and I kind of walk you through this process. So that's might be a nice thing for you to do in the next week. But essentially, that's the process and the technique that I use for fears and for people who have anxiety. I know it sounds very simple, and what I'll tell you is that it just requires for you to practice it. And the more that you practice it, the more that it kind of becomes a part of who you are, you know. And the big secret here is that as fear or anxiety comes up, instead of like going with a whole story about it and a whole like whatever pattern you have with it, just go back to just sensation and dive deeper in it. Like, I'm not asking you to like, I want to release this or nothing like that. I just want you to feel it and go deeper and deeper into it. Okay, the deeper that you'll go into it, the more that you'll be able to like be at another present moment, right? With another experience. And it's kind of like, I equate it to like temper tantrums. Like if you've ever seen a 2-year-old throwing a temper tantrum, I mean, it's freaking intense, right? Like they throw themselves on the ground, they're screaming, there's this, there's that. And, you know, you obviously want to hold space for them to be safe and to not hurt themselves or anybody else. And when it's over, it's over. Like, they're like, can I have some, you know, apples, or can we go outside and play? And then it's over. And then they're like playful and they move into the next moment. Well, that's kind of how fear, anxiety, anger can want to have its temper tantrum. The problem is, now the anger or the sadness or the grief or anything, you know, any of those emotions, there's nothing wrong with them. When we come into suffering with them is when we start kind of attaching the stories of fears and anxieties and you know, when I do this, this happens, and I'm afraid if I do this, then that will happen, and that's what creates the suffering. But if we would just stay with the sensation, we have an opportunity for it to, you know, have its own process, like have its own temper tantrum, and allow the information that that sensation is bringing to come through. Once you really feel it, then you start seeing the information comes up with it. So that's the process. Simple, but requires you to practice. So I hope that you will practice that. Okay, so here is, excuse me, here's the options for you. It's the last video of our series. And hold on one second, I have something in my throat. And what I invite you into as a ceremony is to really look over the videos that you watched and just kind of like in your mind's eye, you know, be thinking about the people that you watched, the information that you saw, and, you know, I would invite you to write 3 things, 3 ahas, 3 things that shifted you, 3 things that really seemed to like wake up something in you that you heard on the summit. It would, I mean, that process is really for you, but it would be of complete service to me if you would be willing to share those ahas and those transformations with me. If you don't want me to share them with anybody else, I don't need to, just say so. But if you are okay with allowing your ahas and your inspirations and transformation to inspire others, you know, maybe people who are like, I'll just watch one video, and then they don't watch certain ones, and you got something out of that that was really powerful. Maybe that gives somebody the inspiration and the invitation to have the kind of shifts you had. So I would love that if you would be willing to send an email to me at ashastories@gmail.com. That would be amazing. I really, really would appreciate that. And it's a gift for you to really write down and put in tangible form what you got out of this experience. You know, sometimes we can like have beautiful experiences, and then you like move into something else, and it's kind of like you don't acknowledge what you don't acknowledge and celebrate what you actually were able to receive. And that's something that I want to invite you into, is to take those ahas and transformations and internal yeses that you had and celebrate them. And I want to celebrate them with you. So please email me those. Secondly, I know that many of you have been asking me about the laser coaching activation session, and it's worth $500. And I am really, really excited to be able to offer this to one of you. And so what I need from you for a chance to win this session with me is to send me an email, ashastories@gmail.com, and in the title, put free session. Now, it's not going to be enough for you to just send me an email with the title. I actually want you to put some skin in the game, if you will, and write down what you want to transform or create in your life, why you want this session with me, and how you think I can help you. Because there must be something that you saw or that you know about me or that you are sensing from me that I can help you with, right? Like, don't just send an email just because you want, you know, just because it's free. Send it because you really feel that internal yes. I mean, just like all the other interviews, right? Every speaker had something to offer you. And I invite you to accept their gift or accept their offering and invest in those things that you feel that internal yes to. I mean, that is like the most powerful place, when you feel that yes. And if you feel that about me being able to transform something or help you transform something or activate something within you, send me that email, and in the title put free session, and I will select somebody by the end of next week. Okay? So email about your ahas, email about free session, including what you want to create or transform, how you see me being able to help you, or actually first, what you want to transform or create, what you why you want this free session, and third, how do you see me being able to help you? Why do you think I'll be able to help you? All right. So then the third thing is, I am so excited to be offering this class again. It has been a few years since the last time I put together this class. The original class was Reclaiming Your Power, so I'm calling this one Reclaiming Your Soul and Your Power 2.0. I mean, this is like, if you took Reclaiming Your Power, this is definitely a whole other level. I'm super excited. It's a 7-week course. It is going, the investment of this course, it's going to be $497, okay? But because you're here, because you made the investment to hang out with me all week, because you're showing up right now, I want to reward that. I want to reward that as a super thank you to you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for everybody's feedback, for the way that each of you show up to do this. I'm so grateful. And as an offering to how grateful I am, I want to give you $200 off. Now, that means that that 7-week course that was for $497, for you it's $297, but there's a catch, okay? There's a catch. I really need you to say yes, and I need you to say yes in the quickest way possible. I need you to say yes by next Friday. I'm giving you a week, so I'm giving you a week to make that decision with every ounce of your yes. Maybe if you feel the yes, but you like have all this fear come up, then it's okay. Work through the fear and come back and ask yourself, is this a big yes for me? Now, I don't need you to go into debt to do this. I don't need you to, you know, be maxing out your credit card. That is not what I want from you. But what I do want is for you to make a commitment to yourself, okay? And in making a commitment to yourself, maybe so there's some things in your life that you have to shift and move around in order to afford this. But maybe it comes completely easy to you, and the yes is just like totally flowy, and you feel the yes, and it's not a problem, and awesome. I celebrate your yes. I celebrate your yes, and I'm still, even if $497 is totally affordable to you, I am still going to reward your yes by giving you that $200 off. This class is basically, if you listen to the previous video where I talk about the Sacred Chalice principles, basically I take you into a deep activation of these principles so that you embody them, so that you live them, so that you let go of the shit that's not working anymore, so you activate your soul, you connect, you reclaim your soul, you activate your own power, you bring on your life purpose, you achieve your personal and business goals so that you have that life-work balance and soul balance, and that you honor yourself. That's what I promise you for the 7-week course. I tell you, I take people into pretty deep, fun places of seeing yourself that you probably haven't seen before. And you know, I have people who can tell you that the classes that they have taken with me are very, you know, super transformational, and that they're able to see themselves in a way that they hadn't seen themselves before. And I think it's less about me and more about the space that we create together. So if you feel that yes, like I love that resonance of yes, when you're a yes, I'm a yes, all the other women in the class are a yes, they're committed to their own power, they're committed to their own soul, that's when we really create that like delicious petri dish of soulness. And so this class will be starting in February. It'll be starting the first week of February, and it will be going, we'll be running the class on Monday evenings from 7 to 8:30. And if you can't make it live, no problem, we will record them. So Mondays from 7 to 8:30 Eastern Time. And again, if you sign up by next Friday, you will get $200 off. Okay, so here's the list of things. Please listen to the previous recording so that you can really come into that shifting those fears and anxieties in a deeper level. If you are interested and are willing to share your ahas and your transformation this week, send me an email, please. If you're interested in having the chance to win a free session with me, send me an email. Tell me what you want to create, what you want to transform, why you want this session, and how you think I can help you. And third, if you are feeling a big yes resonance and desire from that soulful place to work with me, and to really reclaim your soul and reclaim your authentic power, reclaim who you really are, and totally ground that, you know, in the most authentic way, authentic, grounded way. I recommend that you sign up for that, and the link to the sign up will be right below this video. So I hope to see you the first week of February. It has been my complete and utter pleasure to be in your company. Thank you for bringing me into your computers, into your home, maybe at work, and blessings to you. And may you have the most authentic, right, community-filled life that you can imagine for this year. Namaste. Bye.